Hello again, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today's going to be another segment of Mail Call where I can answer your questions directly instead of playing tag through emails. It's a lot better this way. My answers can get through a little bit better. So something I want to do is I was doing the top 3 awards for year-end 2019. We're already just about through January, and I only have 2 videos out. So I'm going to go back to putting top 3 in the mail call. I just don't have time to do them. Plus, I think it's more important to do even more mail calls so I can answer your questions and help you better. I think mail call helps you guys directly a little bit better than the top 3 awards would anyway. So I'll sneak some more top 3 in mail call. Today's subject will be wheel coatings. My top 3 rim coatings out of all of those out there that I've tried in the shop, have sent out, have seen come back in for maintenance, and have seen firsthand how they last in high temperatures. You have temperatures spiking on rims, guys, on just regular daily drivers up to 400 degrees. Track cars, they can reach easily 900 degrees. And on commercial vehicles, guys, they can reach up to 1400 degrees. So it takes one hell of a coating even to put up with a daily driver on a small car. So we'll cover those. So you guys did a great job sending in pictures of your rides. So before we get started with mail call and before we end it, I'm going to share your rides. Let's get into the mail call questions. Okay, Chad Mitchell, he's working on a vehicle that has mold and mildew problems. He wants to know what I would recommend for removing that type of contaminants from plastics, leathers, and vinyl, and then take care of the odor that comes along with it. So I use 3 products here at the shop. It's going to be a combination of the Unsmoke Degreasol, and I'll put links down below for these products if I can remember. I'm going to put a couple ounces of that, a couple ounces of Spray 9, which is also a mold and mildew remover. And you can compensate and replace this with other mold products that are easily available in the market, Home Depot, supermarkets. But then I'm also going to add the Odorex Thermo SS, which is a citrus-based cleaner. All of these products, guys, when I use them on that type of a problem, remove the enzymes from odor, kill the mold and mildew to keep it from coming back. You don't want to send it back and within a couple days have some spots returning with mold and mildew. That can turn into a nightmare. So you want to start out with the right products from the beginning, kill it, wipe it out, and to follow it up with protection is huge because that also keeps old mold and mildew from returning. Most of the time it's from a vehicle that's parked in the garage that is subterranean, which is below ground level, that's cut into the side of a bank or below ground level. That's where you have the biggest mold and mildew problems. I hope that helps. Okay, the next question goes to Eugene Gregor. He wants to know about G Technique coatings, the Crystal Serum Light and the XO. What's the benefit to applying both? Well, they are a team. They're meant to be together. And he wants to know, can one be applied without the other? They probably could, but they're sold as a team. Why? Well, most coatings the higher tier coatings come with 2, a base layer and a topper. The base layer is going to be the foundation for the coating. It's going to be where a lot of your hardcore strength of the coating is, and then the topper is more for hydrophobic properties, the incredible beading, the self-cleaning properties, and also a huge portion of the gloss. So take, for instance, IGL Kenzo is a 2-vial system. It's their base and their topper. G-Technique would be the crystal serum, either the Ultra or the Light, topped with EXO. And also I showed you a coating from Tax Systems, their Climax, and that's also a 2-part with a base and a topper, and that's exactly what they are. Base, foundation layer, topper gives you the hydrophobic properties, extended durability for the coating, and also a little bit more gloss. I believe Matt Moore from Obsessed Garage is more familiar with the G-Technique line than I would be. Fantastic channel, and I would go check him out or contact him and find out from him exactly what the benefits would be of applying the team compared to just one. Okay, the next question goes to Clint Walker, and on a 2019 Mustang, well, this actually goes for any vehicle, car, truck, RV, whatever. The inside of the window fogs up from moisture, vaping, smoking, whatever. He wants to know what can be done to the inside of the window to help prevent that or help with that. And actually, about 2 years ago, I did a video on sealants on the inside of windows that help with that. This is one of them. You can also use the Extreme Solutions Polyseal, even something like Menzerna. It doesn't have to be anything expensive, but any sealant works for the inside of glass as well as the outside of the glass and can help with fogging and glazing over and moisture on the windshield. Okay, the next question goes to Darren. He's working on a 22-foot Grady white center console fishing boat and has some oxidation. He wants to know what to team up with his dual action polisher to take care of the oxidation. Unfortunately, Darren only has an 8mm throw on a DA. That's not going to cut it. It could take you months with an entry level to take care of oxidation. I recommend going out to Harbor Freight, grabbing just a $57 Drill Master rotary, team it up with a wool pad. I believe they have some there in stock. Grab something that's similar to Scholl's S2 compound, which is hefty duty compound. It'll do some work. It'll get it done quick. If you want it done in a timely manner, that's the way I would go about it. With a dual action polisher and an 8mm throw, you might want to set up camp. Okay, next, Old Man with a Cane. These names. He wants to know if Extreme Solution Polyseal would be good for a topper for a ceramic coating. Yeah, it'll be fine. It's not going to last long as like a designated SiO2 topper that can last somewhere up to 6 months, some of them. Maybe you'll get a month or two out of it. It'll surely bump up your gloss. It is definitely easy to use. You could use it for a drying aid. You saw all the different applications I showed for it. So ease of use, cost, the little bit from the bottle goes a long way. If you want something that'll bump up the gloss and maybe last a month or two, that's perfectly fine. Better suited on its own, and then maybe top it with something else. Okay, let's get into top 3, 2019, and we are getting into rim coatings. And this is very important. Rim coatings, they're going to take a heavy-duty coating with the temperature spike, and I explained that at the beginning of the video. So my number 1 is going to be Kamikaze Rim Stance. Number 2 is going to be IGL Eco Coat Wheel. And number 3 is going to be Polish Angel Super Sport. And that is all predicated on cost, ease of use, and more importantly, how it held up when a customer came back from heavy use during its maintenance period and how they held up. So that's going to be my top 3 in that order from those characteristics. So let's move on. We'll do a top 3 in every one of the mail calls from now on until I exhaust everything that I wanted to share with you with top 3. Okay, next, Detail Therapy wanted to know what I would use to successfully remove either line paint or cement from splashing up from the tires. Undercarriage, plastic trim. When it comes to line paint, if it's fresh, I'll tackle it. Normally, I'm going to have the customer replace the inner fender wells and the plastic trim. because even if you get it off, a lot of times there's going to be discoloration. There's going to be an outline of where the line paint or the cement was. If it's because I normally never get it when it's fresh. I always get it a couple months afterwards where it's just completely hardened and has just molded itself into the plastic trim or the paint. When it comes to cement, I use the Clean Concrete Dissolver. It's only 25 bucks for 24 ounces. It's in a spray canister. It's for all surfaces. It's biodegradable. Okay, the next question goes to Midwest Mopars, and he wants to know how important it is to remove the original or old coating before reapplying a new one. I use a cleaner polish and remove the entire old coating. If it's aged, if it's 3 or 4 years old and it's near the end of its life cycle, it's ready to go. It's important to get it off and applying your next coating to either a naked clear coat or a foundation layer from one of the cleaner polishes that I've been showing lately. That's absolutely fine. It's fresh. It'll bond properly. You'll get the most out of it if you clean that old coating off of there. Okay, the next question goes to Spencer Boucher, and he wants to know about keeping temperatures down during correction. If he works on a panel that is 45, 50 degrees, will it help keep temperatures from spiking? It will, but that's not the goal. The goal is, and it doesn't matter what temperature the surface of the panel you're working on is, you don't want to spike the area you're working on any higher than 15 to 20 degrees higher than what the rest of the panel is, the ambient temperature. So if you're working on a fender, the temperature is 50 degrees, you don't want to spike the area you're working in more than 15 to 20 degrees higher than the rest of the panel. And that doesn't matter where, what level, what degree the car is that you're working on, 50 degrees or 100 degrees. You still want to keep that goal in mind. Okay, the next question goes to Jason Hubbard, and working on a 2016 Mazda CX-5, that clear is going to be a little bit thinner, a little bit softer, and he's had some bird droppings on it, made some etching, and he wants to know what would remove them. Will a polish remove it? If it's fresh and it hasn't gone too deep etching into the clear, maybe. Most of the time, I find wet sanding is going to be the quickest way, 3,000, 4,000 grit, and then polish out from there. That's why it's very important when it comes to bird droppings, bug splatter, any fallout from trees. Anything from trees is acidic, especially pine trees. If it's on your car and within the first hour of the sun coming out, it's going to start to etch and burn into your clear. And sometimes the only way to remove that is by wet sanding. All right, the next question goes to Andrew, and on a Charger RT, medium to light imperfections he wants to remove, and he has both Griot's Garage Fast Correcting Cream, and he also has the Perfecting Cream. Which one should he go for? Always start with the least aggressive product, pad, tool you have first. If that doesn't work, you can always step up and go to a more aggressive tool or polish or pad that'll get the job done. But that's always the rule of thumb. Start with the least aggressive first. And the Perfecting Cream, you might be surprised what it can remove if you team it up with the right pad. Okay, the final question of the night goes to Kevin Rafferty, and he's up in the Northeast, Connecticut. Okay, that'll bring us to the last question of the evening, and that goes to Kevin Rafferty. He's up in the Northeast, and he wants to know how to get his RAV4 through the winter time with a little bit of protection. He's looking at the hybrid solutions from Turtle Wax, their spray sealant. Hey, if you have it already, use it. That's fantastic. What else do I recommend? No, you can go with some I already showed earlier in the video, the Menzerna or the Jescar Power Lock, also the Poly Seal, and even the one-step sealant. Any polymer sealant is going to get you through, but these three here are fantastic. So I hope that helps. I'm going to supply the email link down below where you can send both your questions and the pictures of your rides, which I will feature at the beginning and the end of each mail call. I'll continue the top three for the next couple mail calls to get those completed, as I just don't have time to get footage and break down each product like I would like to. And also, I'm going to have to follow up with a mail call rather soon because I didn't even put a dent in the questions I've gotten through the last couple days. So I'll put another mail call even if I have to make that the second video of today. I really do want to keep up with helping you guys the best I can. Excuse me. trying to keep hydrated. And for you smartasses, that's just water. So again, I will have the email link below, and before we end the video, let's share some more of your rides. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for this evening. You guys are the best. I'll catch you in the next video.